Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hello friends, both old and new, and it's Debsy. And the place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop bloop. Oh, it's the weekend. Debsy, that's me. Bloop. Debsy. Everybody. So it is Friday, as you can tell. Happy Friday. Holy shit, it's here. Ooh, there might be some cussing, so earmuffs on if you are not a fan of that. Just to let you know, when I get animated, I get a little blue like my shirt. So today's Friday. I hope everybody is looking forward to the weekend. I know I am. Worked overtime this morning. There was a shit lot of work coming at me. Worked overtime at the night. Just got off and came upstairs. Was like, gonna make this video. All of my notes are downstairs. So guess what? Whew, I'm going by memory. Kind of. Tonight, I'm going to be discussing the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I watched it on Wednesday. I took copious notes. They are downstairs. Because of my knees, I'm not going back downstairs and getting them. So we're just going to go off the cuff and just chit chat. Freeform, freewheeling. I don't know what that is. Oh my God, I'm so happy it's Friday. So anyways, we're going to dive in. We're going to talk about the ladies of Salt Lake City. We're on season 3, episode 2. And it seemed like during this episode, the two themes were, once again, Lisa versus Meredith. There were also quite a few breakthroughs for some of the women. First of all, Jen had her mom over to her house, and she opened up and talked about how her legal issues are causing her stress and how they're affecting herself and her son. It's really affecting her son, and she had really opened up. And let me also, first of all, say I'm going to be talking about a few things that might be a little triggering for people. So I just want to let you know, I'm going to put a trigger warning out front, but I do want to let you guys know. I'll let you know before I talk about it exactly what it is. And Jen had opened up to her mother that all this online bullying of her surrounding the trial and these legal issues and everything that's playing out online, on TikTok, on YouTube, how it's affecting her. And she had basically said that if it wasn't for her family and her husband and her sons, that she had really seriously thought about, I'm just going to say unaliving herself, because I don't know what you're allowed to say on TikTok, what you're allowed to say on YouTube and what you're not allowed to say. But also, I just don't want to trigger anybody. So she had really had a plan of SI. And the thing that had really saved her was, her family. So after that, in lighter news, Meredith had gone over to Whitney's house. Whitney was like, she really must be hard up on talking to people since she's not talking to Lisa. She never wanted to talk to me before, so here she is. So Meredith goes over, Whitney makes like a little charcuterie tray, gets her wine, they go outside. And of course, what does the conversation turn to? It turns to Lisa. Meredith then comes out and says that she's heard rumors that Lisa has been not so faithful to her husband, and that she heard rumors that she has been trading sexual favors for some favors in regards to her vodka. She owns her and her husband run a vodka. I don't know if it's called, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't even, listen, I'm never going to buy it. Apparently, in return for placement in, I don't know where, bars or whatever, she was allegedly trading sexual favors. And Whitney had said, well, I know it's true because I know somebody that she did it with. This guy is influential in that world, and he's hot, and she did. But then Whitney had said, listen, I don't want to talk about this because, you know, I had a breakthrough with Lisa and I see her a lot differently now. So I really don't want to talk about Lisa. And Meredith then said, oh, of course, I don't want to talk about her behind her back. I mean, but you are. So, and that after that, it was pretty much squashed. They didn't say anything, but Whitney did mention that she's having a girls trip out to Arizona. It's like a healing kind of thing. She's going to have a shaman and new age healing. So, okay. So then the next big breakthrough was Whitney was talking with her husband, Justin. And I will say, this may be triggering some people as well, because they talk about SA. She sat down, she was very distraught and very upset, and she was crying, and she said to Justin that she had spoken with her half-brother, and she's going through therapy, and her half-brother is going through therapy as well, but some different type of therapy. And I guess through his therapy, he had remembered there were repressed memories that came up, and he had remembered that Whitney had been abused. And she was I'm going to tell you, I felt I felt very bad for her. She was crying, and she had said that she held those memories down for so long, and she had repressed those memories for so long. And she said she had a woman come in and sage the house to get rid of like the evil spirits, or to get rid of negativity or whatever. And the woman said, I've never seen this. She'd said something like, I'd never seen this many demons in my life. And like, there was a lot in the bathroom. And so I don't know. It was so sad. But then, and she was crying. She said something to Justin like, will you ever be able to love me? And he was like, of course, why am I not? It was sad. It was just really, it was heartbreaking. There are times when I'm like, I don't know about Whitney, but I genuinely felt really bad for her. She really did seem to be going through a lot. And I felt so bad for her. But okay, so then we have the girls trip. They're going to Arizona. Some of the ladies were like, why are we going here? And why are we going to Arizona? And Whitney was like, listen, we can't go anyplace else because Jen can't leave the country because of legal issues. And then they cut to Jen. Jen was like, USA, yeah. I mean, if she could have left the country, they would have been going somewhere else. So Arizona it is. So Whitney and Lisa went out ahead of time, and they were having a little time in the hot tub. And they were just talking about Whitney about her issues, and Lisa about her like abandonment issues with her family. And so they were having a nice talk. But then the other three ladies, Heather, Jen, and Meredith, arrive. And everybody's talking and laughing except like Lisa's over in the corner because Meredith still is not talking to her. It was awkward. After what it was awkward. That's all. So later in the night, this was the first night, later in the night, Whitney had a shaman come over, and all of the ladies except for Meredith, they're outside. She gives them this mug. Like they all sat down on yoga mats, and they had these kind of like Navajo, like Indian, like, do you know what I'm doing? Blankets, charades blankets that they're wrapped up in. She said, okay, take this cacao, and it was in a mug, and they're like, oh, and Heather takes a taste of it, and she was like, this is not what I thought it was gonna taste like. Everybody was like, it's earthy, it tastes like mud or whatever. Lisa loves it. And then Lisa goes on to say in the confessional how she hasn't done any drugs. Me neither, but I still don't know that I would like the taste of cacao. And when she had her augmentation, she didn't have any drugs. She just had a Diet Coke afterwards. Okay. So they all then lay down, or before they lay down, they have to say what they're releasing and what they're letting in. And I cannot remember what everybody was releasing, but some of the things they were releasing was like negativity or abandonment or, hurt or, and then they're letting in positivity and love and support and understanding. And Jen was releasing, what did she say she was releasing? Guilt? Or no, it wasn't guilt. Maybe it was. And then she was letting in innocence. And I'm just saying, we all know she pled guilty. Okay. So, and then they lay down and you have to you lay down and then you put your blanket on, and then, I don't know why I'm going like this, you put your blanket, they put their blanket on. I'm so happy it's Friday. They put their blanket on, and then the lady comes out, and they you have to I guess meditate to someplace else, and then let it all go, and then at the end they have to they have to yell out, and it releases it. And everybody seemed to be okay with that. Well, while this was all going on, Meredith was upstairs. I don't know if she had brought a glam squad with her. I don't know who needs to bring a glam squad to Arizona. That's the thing. When these women go on these retreats and they go to places like Arizona, or when they went to Pinta Punta, the ladies from Beverly Hills, they went to Pinta Punta, whatever it was. And why would you need a glam squad? Seriously, that's a waste. But anyways, so then Meredith comes down, and Meredith comes downstairs. No, I think she actually came downstairs before they screened. And she came downstairs, and the lady was like, is there anything that you would like to release? And she was like, no. And then she laid down, and then they all did that thing where they were like, get to a place, and then they screamed, ah, and they let it all out. And so did Meredith. And then Meredith had said that she felt better because, with everything that happened with the death of her father last season, and she felt like her safe place was gone or something like that. And then Lisa had said, well, I'm sorry. Lisa had said something like, well, I don't know if she said I could be your safe place, or I'm sorry I was your safe place, or whatever. And Meredith had said, well, you're not my safe place. Now, listen, I'm just going to tell you this. What Lisa said was shitty for sure. For sure was shitty. And Meredith had pointed out previously that Lisa had said shit about everybody in the group. And then they showed what she said. But I'm going to tell you what. Listen, Lisa said afterwards, she said, if you're not going to accept my apology, what the hell? I apologize many times. I'm sorry. She didn't say this to her. She said it during the confessional. And she said, how many times I'm done saying, I'm sorry, this is just terrible. And I agree. Listen, everybody else is down there. They're letting go of stuff. They're bringing good things into their lives and into their hearts and their minds. And then here you come. Listen, can you just be civil? I mean, honestly, you don't have to hug and kiss her and, be besties again. But Jesus, I mean, it can be, just do it for everybody else, so it's not so awkward. That's all I'm saying. But, so that's my take on it. So, listen, I hope that this starts rolling a little quicker, because to be honest with you, it was around the second or third episode last year that I stopped watching the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I thought it was going to be jam-packed full of all kinds of goodness. But it was slow moving last year too. After they arrested Jen in the parking lot, or after they went and they tried to get her at the parking lot, and she was like, no, gotta go. And then they intercepted her. After that, I was like, this is boring as shit. So I hope things start moving, because I got a million other things I need to watch and report on. You need to get your shit moving. Come on. So, okay. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I don't know what I'm going to be putting out there tomorrow. It'll be something. So everybody have a great night. If no one told you yet, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, passion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there. And please treat everybody how you would want to be treated. Please do that. And I love you guys. Everybody have a great night. Bye, guys.